see. Against is just the opposite, like he is leaning against the wall, and across is going from one side to the other side. He sailed across the river. See, in Pressy don't get so bothered. If there are no 6 points, how can you write 6 points? You have to keep in mind the question. You have to keep in mind what? This question, that it is just like the other questions which I am answering. The only difference is that it is limited. The word limit is restricted. So, this is what you have to keep in mind, that the word limit is restricted. Regarding Pressy, I said think of it as another answer where the word limit is restricted. That's it. And yes, I was talking of no sooner. So I said as soon as he saw, I'm removing this device, I'm going for a different one. So as soon as he saw the tiger, he ran away. So here the verb is saw, S-A-W, saw. That means it's in the past tense. So as soon as he saw the tiger, he ran away. No sooner did he see, this is one beginning. No sooner did he see the tiger than he ran away, or no sooner had he seen the tiger than he ran away. So did he see or had he seen? Both of them are in the past tense. So a call from my student, online student. So I'll talk to him later. So no sooner did he see the tiger. Did he see? That means we broke the verb into two parts. Saw means did see. So no sooner did he see the tiger than he ran away. And the other one is no sooner had. If you are using had, you will use the past participle of the verb. So no sooner had he seen the tiger than he ran away. Yeah, as soon as the sun rose over the hills, the fog disappeared. Begin no sooner. No sooner did the sun rise over the hills than the fog disappeared. This is one answer. Or no sooner had the sun risen over the hills than the fog disappeared. They are saying X, in many schools they are saying you can write XYZ. Some schools are saying you can write your own name or something. CBSE, you must be saying, oh, ma'am is always saying CBSE. No, CBSE makes it clear. They give you a name. They provide you with a name. But if you write your own name also, who is going to check whether that's your name? Because on the paper your roll number is written. So you don't need to be worried. Yeah, cut it with a pencil. Yeah, of course, you can write 50 to 55 because that is the rough draft. And in the fair draft, don't make any cuts and go for 50 only. Like many schools suggest, you can write 49 but not 51. No need to take a risk. Those 55 which you have written in the rough draft, yes, eliminate the unnecessary ones and make it a perfect 50. You have to pass in English, best of 5 or best of 4, whatever they have, but you have to keep in mind that you have to pass in English. English is your first language in ICSE. Yeah, of course, no sooner, I said this one first. No sooner did the sun rise, did and rise, or had the sun risen. Yes, correct. Hi, Onakshi. No, don't be nervous. Don't be nervous. Just now, one of my online tuition student, or rather, his family, his three sisters have studied from me. So he is panic stricken. He is a good student, but he is panic stricken, and he is calling me again and again, only to get some confidence. But don't be worried. Don't be nervous. You all have labored a lot. I know these are just the pre-exam jitters which you are getting. But don't be worried. Everything will be okay. Everything will be fine. Have the confidence. At this moment, yes, you might be feeling a bit shaky, but have confidence. Everything will be fine. See, you said about the informal letter. Rather, the formal letter can have a type of fixed beginning, but informal, it depends on the topic, which topic you have been given. Regarding formal letter, you can write like if it is a letter to the editor, so then you can say with this is I'm such and such, and through the columns of your esteem daily, I want to express my grievances on such and such topic. Suppose regarding the sanitation problem in your locality, the garbage is not collected, and you are writing a letter to the municipal chairman. In that case also, these can have a beginning that I am such and such, I am a resident of such and such place, and on behalf of the uh, people of my locality, I am writing this letter to you. And then in the next paragraph, you continue with it. That means what is your problem, you explain it, and in the last, what will you write? In two paragraphs, you can write the problem, and in the last, that is the concluding one, you will write that I am sure you will look into the problem. So whenever in formal letters, normally you present a problem, you complain about something, and then in the end you want them to do something about it. So in that case, you will write that I hope you will take the necessary steps, or you will look into the matter, thanking you in anticipation, and then yours faithfully, whatever, blah blah blah. Argumentative essays, you will first pick up the topic and then go for it. That yes, my views are for this, or my views are against it. I beg to differ. If you are against the topic, then you say that I beg to differ. In today's world, this, but I beg to differ. Yeah, thanks. Welcome, Shreyash. I had a student, Shreyash Saraswat. Essay, you have the word limit, dear. Tesla, you have a word limit there, 300 to 350. Yes, one thing, the conclusion, whatever you have said, as if you are putting them in a nutshell and ending properly. If your essay doesn't have a proper conclusion or a proper ending, then you lose marks, because that is a part of your essay. So it should have a proper ending, and depends on the topic, of course. Acha, I said regarding the grammar part, you will get, you should get, I'm not saying you will get, I'm not the paper setter, but you should get like remove 2. So you won't be given remove 2, you will be told he is, she is too nervous, or she is too short to reach the to reach the, what should I say, to reach the table or something. She is too short, a small girl, a small baby, or she is too short to reach the window, and you are told she begin, she is so she is so short that she cannot reach the window, and that means you are removing the TOO2. That means the adverb to, and you are using so. They are already providing you with so, and the next three words which you add, so short that she cannot. If it's a female, she cannot. If the gender is male, that he cannot. So the affirmative becomes negative here, that it cannot, regarding neutral. So this is how. And if it is in the past tense, then that he could not, she could not, depending on the tense should not change. Same for your voice change. In the voice change also, the tense should not change. If it is in the simple present tense form, it will remain in the simple present tense form. Like she writes a letter, you cannot say a letter was written by her. A letter is written by her. She is writing a letter is being written by her. She has written a letter has been written by her, depending. In present tense, there are three which you have to remember in your voice change: simple present, present continuous, and present perfect. So, more or less, you will make a summary of all that you have discussed in just touching them and trying to end. You are trying to convince about what you have said up till now, and then make it, that is how you will conclude means, yes, you are coming to an end. So whatever you have done, try to bring them in a nutshell at the end. Normally you don't have such things, because the ones which you get normally, you 12th July, 12th, and I think you should be writing TWELVE, that means in the word form. Yeah, one of my student is writing, ma'am, my school said not to write any subject. Yes, in my WhatsApp group. फ्रेजल वर्ब्स का क्या करें? फ्रेजल वर्ब्स 3 मेरे वीडियोस हैं, गो फॉर देम डियर. हैवंट यू गॉन? Because phrasal verbs, even if we go for the choice ones, then also it's quite vast, but I can do some important ones in a nutshell. एक बार जल्दी से just go through them, no problem. This today is only for revision at home also. And when do you start your exam? Tomorrow. Avijit, don't feel scared. If you are confident, half the job is done. And okay, phrasal verbs may, I'll discuss a few of them, like agree. When do we use agree to? So agree to with a proposal. And when do we use write agree with? When it is a person and agree on a point. So in agree, the most common prepositions that come with agree: agree to. Actually, in my WhatsApp group, they are my tuition students. Anaya, they are my tuition students. So they have formed, or rather, we have formed a WhatsApp group. You must be having also in your schools. So it is for them to join the tuition. When they join the tuition, say they have access to the WhatsApp group. So regarding answer, answer is the verb. So what will you write? Answer to. When do you write answer to? It's a person. Answer to a person. And answer for. When do you use for after the verb answer? When it is the conduct of a person. Avijit. So you will have to send me an email. Okay. And then I'll tell you, give you my number, WhatsApp number, and then we can discuss it. But at this moment, let's go on the topic. Time is running out of our hands. It's very short. Yes, in spite and despite. Yes, in spite takes an off. Despite doesn't take any off. Like, in spite of being very good in studies, she did not get good marks. In spite of being very studious, she did not get good marks in the examination. In spite of. But despite doesn't take an off. This is what I have seen in my students also, and I keep on reminding them that despite doesn't take an off. In spite of being, so despite being good in studies or despite being studious, he did not fare well in the examination. So the difference is in spite takes an off and despite doesn't take. Tapsi, why are you nervous? Don't. God's blessings are with all of you. Yeah, Navya, I said na, in informal letter, it depends on the topic. Regarding formal letters, when it is a letter to the editor, I said I want to vent my grievance through the reputed columns of your daily, or this is how you can begin a letter to the editor. But regarding informal, like you have shifted to a boarding school, or you have shifted to a boarding school, residential school, and you are writing a letter to your. Regarding notice and email, it's your choice, because I told you this is Arnav. So, because in some schools they are telling go for the box, some are telling no, so it is all confusion. Go for whichever format they have told you in school, that means you will get marks. Don't worry. Yeah, this is for Arnav. Aisha says she was watching my live. Yes, क्या प्रॉब्लम होता है? Phrasal verbs, yeah, it is difficult to learn all. Then also I had to make 3 videos for the phrasal verbs. So the common ones are Raghavendra, yes, hi. Tense के लिए मैम, just wait. Regarding the phrasal verbs also, the common ones, I said agree is a common one. Another common one is argue. Yeah, letter to a principal is very easy, because here you don't need to write your residential address. Ashmina, you don't need to write your residential address, because this is the principal. So, to the principal and school, and then yes, go for it. This is one of the easiest ones, right? You don't need to bother about principal. Letter to a principal is very easy, because you don't need only, and yours faithfully, and I am such and such of such and such class, section such and such, and after that whatever is your problem, go for it in the next paragraph. Shreyas, thanks. When and when do we use had in sentence? Had we use when it is a past perfect form, like something in the remote past, or in a sentence if there are two past tense. Nice question. If there are two past tense, the one which is more past will be had. I'll give you an example. Suppose a person is ill. Doctor comes but the patient is dead. So which one happens first? The patient's death, and then the coming of the doctor. So what will you write? The patient had died before the doctor arrived. So had died, this is in the past tense. Why? Because this happens earlier, and before the doctor arrived. Who comes later? The doctor. So this is in the simple past. Arrived and had died. Another easy example how to use had. When I reached the station, the train had already left. Already is a clue also that you will use had. So which happens earlier? The leaving of the train, and then you go and find the train gone. So when I reached the station, the train had already left. Probable ICSE essay topics you can't guess like that, because in other boards also, not in other boards, I would say the regional boards you all can guess. But ICSE topics you must have seen they are very different. So it's up to them. No, don't write the subject. Extra lines, I don't get it, dear Arnav. नहीं, सब्जेक्ट नहीं लिखना है. We will go to Mumbai is correct, or rather we shall go should be, but shall is slowly becoming extinct. So we will go to Mumbai next week because it is already planned. You can also write we are going to Mumbai. The ship is bound for Mumbai. That means that's the destination. Varun, what did you ask me? Ma'am, please answer, but Varun, I suggest if the topic of the formal one is an easy one, sometimes they give a difficult topic that is for random. So I suggest that if you are quite comfortable with the topic of the formal, go for it. Why? Because it saves time. Formal letters are not very lengthy. You can write it because you can't go on just writing randomly. Like you are writing to the police commissioner a theft or something regarding antisocial activities in your, not police commissioner of course, the officer in charge, the OC of your locality of the antisocial elements. So what will you write about what is happening? So here you don't have to write a lot. So I always suggest go for formal letters because they save time. And in an examination hall, you know what saving time means. Saving time is really a benefit. And if you find the topic difficult, then go for informal. Informals are always easy. Oh, this one is a very common one, Varun. I have done it many times with my students, but it is running away very fast. I had forgotten. So essay, write it in quite several paragraphs. Like when we were small, we were told 3 paragraphs: introduction, body, and conclusion. No, here you will write in 3 to 4 paragraphs. They must have told you in school, write in 3 to 4 paragraphs, at least 4, I would say. No, no, don't go for those solved papers. You never know. Go for what the school teachers or what the board guidelines say. Go for the guidelines in the board. They give a sample of everything. In that, no subject is mentioned earlier. If you are going for the last 10 years, then it's okay. But earlier, the subject was mandatory. But in recent times, they are saying no writing the subject. नहीं, मैं कोई स्कूल में नहीं हूँ. आई एम डूइंग दिस फॉर द लास्ट हाउ मेनी ईयर्स, 29 years. Dear in an informal one. And yes, also in the formal, dear sir, dear ma'am. Respected is very formal. Rather go for dear only. Yeah, welcome, dear. Empty lines and spaces in a letter. No, I think in the time venue they haven't the format which they have given in ICSE specimen paper, the board specimen paper, they have written one after the other. No, nothing like that. If you write grammatically correct to the point, even an informal letter, you have to write to the point, whatever they are asking. So don't worry about getting less marks in this one and that one. It's nothing like that. In a notice what, Parun? Invitation to judge a dance competition. See, the comprehension answers, most of them are 2 marks. So for 2 marks, don't write more than 2 to 3 lines. And don't go for whatever happened before. Pinpoint your answer. Write to the point answer. Because it's only 2 marks. So in that case, if you write lengthy answers, it's of no use. Because the answers should not overlap. See, they are giving you 5 questions. So in these 5 questions, you have to write as much as they have asked you in each of the questions. Sometimes you all write lengthy answers. So what happens? The previous answer may come in this one, or this of the next one is in this answer. Don't write in that manner. Rather, you don't get marks. Write to the point. For 2 marks, not more than 2 to 3 lines. Can we leave lines in a notice where? After the heading, after the title. Preposition. Preposition I was just discussing, but I got interrupted. And in spite and despite, I just said, Shruth, that in spite takes an off and despite doesn't. On and upon, Prang, I just told, maybe you had not joined. On and upon, on is static, on the table. And the cat jumped upon the table. Upon involves a movement, like in and into. He is in the room, he rushed into the room. In and into and on and upon, they are very close. 15 minutes reading time, go for the whole paper. Or rather, think your essay how to write at that time. I would suggest that. Instead of going for the whole paper, plan your essay then. In the 15 minutes reading time, plan your essays and then start writing. Regarding notice, you have to remember 3 things. Date, time, venue. This should be the order. Date, T, time, venue. That means DTV. Remember this short form. DTV, date, time, venue. No, you can write either of them, had or did. Both are correct. But you will be getting options. So you see whether did is there, but just did being there is not enough. There might be something which is not right. So just seeing the did, don't run for it or don't run for had. There might be more than one option having did or had. You have to see whether it is correct. Like in hardly, there should be a when, and in no sooner, there should be a than in the options. For and of. He died for his country. This is for, and he comes of a reputed family. So they are used in number of ways. It depends, like at number of ways. At can be regarding place, at can be regarding time. But I haven't seen the space means they go for the next lines only. See, 2 pages and all that is not necessary. What is necessary? You have to, by this time, you should be knowing how much page or how much space your 300 to 350 words will take. Some of you might be writing very small letters. Some of you writing in a slanting manner. So in that case, you all will take more page. And those who write in short, small letters, I mean, the alpha, what you write is your handwriting in very small letters. In that case, of course, you won't need so much space or so much page. So it has to be 300 to 350. The word limit is important. Dear sir, my god, it's running so fast. Can we quote? Yeah, of course you can quote. If it is suitable, if it is okay, then only. Just to show your knowledge, don't quote. If it is irrelevant, then don't quote. Conclusion, actually, conclusion for a descriptive essay, I told you in all the conclusions, it is a summing up of whatever you have written all through. So, whether this essay or that. No, no, they are saying no subject. So, don't go for what these solved papers are telling, because the board is the highest authority. Either of them, dear sir, or in editorial, you can just write sir to the editor. 50 words grid, don't, why are you so tensed about the 50-word grid? It is just an answer to a question within a restricted word limit. Most of you seem to have a lot of confusion. Please, half an hour, just concentrate on my video on how essay writing. Please go to the YouTube and search it. It will save you a lot of time. Yes, because it's just 10 marks, so you don't need to write a lot. How to start? So these formal ones, lest and besides. Give me a sentence with lest. Okay. Lest. Besides, I found one. He is a poet. He is a dramatist. Besides being a poet, comma, he is a dramatist. Besides being a poet, he is a dramatist. Dia, you should be having you should be really panic stricken, and rather I am feeling panic stricken now. Yes, it is. No, 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 Snehodeep. The rough draft fetches marks. There are some marks allotted. Yes, Snehodeep. I said rough draft is necessary. Sometimes these school teachers, they don't have any idea what they are teaching. So always follow the board pattern. Go for the specimens and how they have discussed in the boards. The board specimen, CISE. Diya, in which class are you? What is the rough draft? You should have been, you must have answered your pre-boards also. Rough draft regarding the Pressy, Arnav. Yeah, one side and end with the same side in argumentative. Like some of you all have the habit of, if it is an argumentative, it is either for or against, not trying to maintain a balance between the two. No, you will have to write either for or against. So stick to it till the end. Normally I don't have these problems regarding net, but today yes. No, no need. Some schools suggest. Okay, how nice of you. Thank you. So welcome, dear. On account of, on account of what? A sentence. On account of his bad behavior means because of his bad behavior, he was expelled from the school. So why was he expelled? On account of his bad behavior, on account of his misbehavior, on account of his bad practices, he was expelled from the school. And I wanted to do a few of the, just a few MCQs. Just wait.